Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is the Once and Future Riot by Joe Sacco. Now, Sacco is a recognized graphic journalist. He's used comics, graphic novels as a format to explore. A lot has happened in this world. Agree or disagree with what he his perspective and what he puts out there. I no matter what will give him absolute due respect for, I think, pushing the boundaries of the format and really showing off graphic journalism and what comics can be used to tell. So this is an interesting one. I actually have no opinion on the subject. I think the thing I came out of this the most is how little I know on the subject and this country in particular. So the story is about these riots that occurred in India. It's the Muzaffarnagar riots in 2013. It was small in scale, but there was like people killed, tens of thousands of people displaced, and it pit Hindus versus Muslims. And basically, the thought is this could happen again. He explores this riot, but it's more than just this exploration of like what happened to the riot. It's chronicling the actual events, but also the mythology that kind of came out of it, the lies that came out of it, and also the people that are exploiting it in various ways. It's interesting. I think the thing that I think is intriguing about this is it's not necessarily about the riots themselves. It's the way they were used by politicians and are being used by politicians, and further explorers of like, pitting groups against each other, how a small minority, a small group does that to benefit themselves. I mean, we see that today going on in the United States, and a lot of what is depicted here is some of the stuff you see echoed over and over and over again. As I said, it was Hindus and Muslims. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but Hindus versus Muslims. And the stuff being said about Muslims is a lot of the Islamophobic rhetoric that we see here in the United States. The stuff that's spewed by and pretty much it feels like every corner of the world at this point. So it's really intriguing of just like how these lies, how these caricatures, how this hatred kind of spreads around. But this is more than that. Like, there's scenes that I think are really intriguing. He goes out and I think this is the perfect example that I think really sums up why this is an interesting read. Is he goes to a camp with a bunch of people who are displaced and talks to them, and then he goes to the person that's kind of in charge of like the district and says, there's these people here, why didn't you help them? Like, you gave money to these other people, like these people haven't been helped. And he's like, they're not from here, they're from a different area, and they don't even go here, to paraphrase a certain movie. And he goes back to the people and is like, can I see your papers, can I see your IDs? And they all show it, and they're from the district. So this politician, who is clearly Hindu, not Muslim, I was just saying he's not Muslim, is lying about these constituents. And I think that's like, that to me sums up a lot of this graphic novel, this graphic journalism. I think it goes and spotlights the lies. It shows all these individuals who have in different ways kind of profited from the fracture of the different groups, how they'll smile and say, oh, we want to get along with those people, but at the same time they're kind of throwing gasoline on the fire and stoking the split between these groups and almost encouraging the violence. And overall, you get a sense that it's a rather like depressing take on everything, because it feels like everyone's conclusion is this is going to happen again. It's going to happen even in a bigger way, and more people are going to die, and more is going to get destroyed, and this is going to be way worse. It's interesting. It's a really interesting read. I know nothing about this subject. I don't know anything. The funniest is like I really thought I knew something about India, and to me this just proves I know jack. It's really, really interesting. Like, I don't think it's necessarily Joe Sacco's best work. To me, it's a little bit scattered. It's a little bit kind of confusing at times to keep track of everything that's going on and everyone he's talking to and the different groups and all that. So, like, unless you really go in, I think, understanding and knowing the subject, it might be a little rough. But I kind of made my way through it. I generally understood it. Like, I think the art is solid. It's interesting. It doesn't quite feel like his other work. Like, it's really kind of nailing down this narrative. It just seems to be like an info dump and just especially highlighting the bullshit. So it's an interesting release. It's educational in a lot of ways, and I think it highlights issues that we see not just in India but in many other parts of this world. So I think the most important thing to come out of it is like the demagoguery, the hatred, the splitting of groups, the stoking of racial tensions, religious tensions to benefit a small group and for them to hold on power. Yeah, I mean, this is in the process. He proves the role of savagery in a democracy, the power of crowds to shape the course of events, the collision of competing narratives, and the ways in which perpetrators justify their participation in the bloodshed. So, I mean, it's intriguing. I think it really is. It teases at a greater narrative that's going on throughout the world. So you can go get this. It's out in shops. We got a link beneath our video. Put in your zip code to tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage. And by doing that, you help support our site. Just watching our videos support us as always, so thank you so much. If you are into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. And of course, we're on Facebook, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.